my name's Louisa and welcome to my first knitting podcast. In these videos I hope to chat to you a bit about any projects that I finished this month, works in progress, and what I plan on knitting next. So let's get started. My first finished project of 2025 is actually what I'm wearing right now. This is the Every Time Tank by Wool and the Gang. This is an intermediate kit using their Feel Good yarn. The Feel Good yarn is a blend of alpaca and merino, and it's so soft. It's an Aran weight yarn, which means it works up fairly fast. I was a little bit intimidated by the fact that it was an intermediate pattern. It contains short rows along the shoulders, and it also has a lot of stitches that need to be picked up along the neck and along the arm, and it's 2x2 rib, which is something I've never done before. But I shouldn't have been anxious about it at all. There was nothing to worry about. The instructions were so clear and easy to read. All I had to do was follow them line by line, and they didn't lead me astray at all. The only feedback that I would have was this pocket detail here. If I had followed the instructions to the T and put it where they told me to, I think it would have sat a little bit on my boob or cast this weird shadow. So what I had to do was pin the pocket in different placements and see where I liked it. I think I opted for a little bit lower, just off of the ribbing. And once it was on, it didn't look as prominent as what I thought it would. So yeah, I would say a few people on Ravelry opted for no pocket, and I can understand why. But yeah, maybe if you made the pocket a little bit smaller, I think maybe that would work. But if you've got a larger chest, this is not going to do you any favours. Would I purchase the yarn again? It's a little pricey, but yeah, I probably would. When you look at a lot of patterns, they ask you to hold a merino and a mohair together, and that can work out quite costly. But if you bought this yarn, you're going to achieve that same effect. I've heard that some mohairs can be quite scratchy against your skin, but this isn't scratchy at all. It's so soft and lovely to work with. So I think it could be a good alternative for the right project. One bonus thing about buying a kit is sometimes they send you more yarn than you actually need to complete the project. And so I had enough to complete one of their free patterns, which is this bandana. I don't know how much wear I'm gonna get out of this, but it looks really cute. Okay, I lied a little bit. I didn't have enough yarn to finish all of this bandana. The very tip, I don't know whether you can see that, is actually some scrap yarn that I've kind of blended in, but nobody's gonna notice. It should be fine. But yeah, if I'm willing to put this around my neck, then it's soft, trust me. My second finished project is the Rebel Soul Beanie by Kudava Kika. This hat is knit from the bottom up, and it has a double folded brim that goes like this. So it means that it's super chunky around your ears, and that's going to keep you so warm. The pattern calls for you to hold one strand of merino with one strand of mohair. I decided not to do that. Instead, I opted for Stylecraft's Grace. This is an Aran weight yarn, which would kind of work out to a similar weight as holding the merino and the mohair. This is a blend of acrylic, mohair and wool. I wouldn't say it was the softest, but you know, it's going on your head, not against your skin. So it should be okay. And it's a really good budget friendly yarn if you're looking to kind of save those pennies. General feedback on the hat. This is a really good beginner friendly pattern. I think I could have tackled this at the beginning of my knitting journey and not had too much problems. The 1x1 rib was quite a slog to complete, but once that was done and I was at the stockinette stitch, I was away. Even the decreases for the top of the crown were not hard at all. So yeah, I think this took me about 2 weeks to complete, and yeah, I love it. I think I always look a bit like Spinelli from Recess in beanie hats. So it takes me a while to kind of get used to the look. I always normally have like a bubble on top. And I just like, I think a lot of people find that they don't really suit beanie hats, but it is just like a different look, a different vibe. With the right outfit, I think it could look cute. That leads me on to works in progress. And surprise, surprise, I'm working on another Rebel Soul beanie. But this time I am doing stripes in the round. And this was my first time attempting jogless stripes. And I think they look fairly neat, but I will have to see what it looks like once I've weaved in the ends and blocked it. It should be okay. I think because it's me, I notice it, but I don't think anyone else will. I'm in two minds about whether I would like to add a pom-pom to the top. I've got all this excess yarn and I'm not really sure what to do with it. So I think a pom-pom might be a good way to kind of use some of that up and makes it a bit more fun. So I might ask for your second opinion once this gets close to being finished. Because I've not wanted to be distracted, I haven't actually cast on anything else because I knew if I did, I wouldn't finish this. But this is so close to being finished. I can now hopefully move on to my next project, which is going to be using up some yarn from my stash. This is the petite wool from We Are Knitters in the paint speckled colourway. This is like 7-year-old Louisa's dream. It has strands of pink, purple, like, oh, I'm so excited to use this. I've opted for the Novice cardigan by Petite Knit. This will be my first time trying a Petite Knit pattern, and I'm kind of intrigued to see what the hype is about. Everyone and their mum has knitted a Petite Knit pattern, and what's it all about? The next pattern that I hope to work on at the end of this month, maybe early March, is going to be the Cinema Sweater by Kuda Fakika. This pattern calls for you to hold, I believe it's 1 strand of merino and 1 strand of mohair. I think she has different options. I'm going to be making the slightly cropped version, and I'm going to be using this beautiful merino DK weight yarn from Yarnsmiths. This is in the colour, I think it's dark sage, but this is such a complimentary colour on me. I love green. It's so soft, and I'm going to be pairing this with a mohair. This will be the first time that I have held 2 strands of yarn double, and I'm kind of intrigued to see how that turns out. I know that I might get a little bit frustrated by it, but you know, gotta learn somehow. This will be my first time also tackling a raglan construction, and I've heard that people can like whip out a sweater in 2 weeks. I plan on taking my time, but who doesn't want a sweater in 2 weeks? Not me. I think that should be enough to keep me occupied for an entire month, but I will check in with you soon and let you know how I am doing. If you're looking for more regular knitting content, then please go follow me over on Loopy Pasta on Instagram, where I share my works in progress as well as the occasional illustration that's like knitting and crochet themed. So if that's your thing, then come join me over there. I would love to see you. If you made it this far, then please give me a little like and a comment. I would love to know your feedback and what future videos you maybe would like to see. Hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you soon.